by Councilman Paul Riddick, and then please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you very much.
Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening as humbly as we know how, thanking you for the blessings you bestow upon us as a city. We ask you to continue to bless our residents, especially the least of them. We ask you to continue to give us the ability to do this job in a fair and just manner. These and all the blessings we ask in thy name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic which stands one nation
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The clerk will call the roll, please.
Mr. Burford?
Here.
Mr. Prodigero?
Here.
Mr. Riddick?
Here.
Mr. Smeagol?
Here.
Dr. Whibley? Ms. Williams?
Here.
Mr. Wynn?
Here.
Mr. Frame?
Here. The motion is to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting, please.
Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Prodigero?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smeagol? Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye. The clerk will please read the resolution for the closed meeting.
A resolution certifying a closed meeting of the Council of the City of Norfolk in accordance with the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act. Adopt the resolution. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Prodigero?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smeagol?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Norfolk City Council chambers. Thanks for coming down. For those of you who do not regularly attend our council sessions, the process which we will follow tonight is the first thing we're going to do is take up the public hearings. We have a few of them. At the conclusion of the public hearings, we'll move directly to the consent agenda. There are a number of items on the consent agenda. The council is able to vote on all of those matters on the consent agenda in one vote if it so chooses. And then we'll move to the regular agenda. Again, there are a number of items on the regular agenda. And the council will vote on all of these matters in just the way they are numbered on the printed docket. Once we finish the regular agenda, if any member of the public would like to address the city council on a non-agenda item, you'll be given that opportunity. But in order for you to have your name called, you must have signed a slip of paper, which the clerk has made available in the lobby behind the council chambers before the meeting began. Before we move to our formal docket, though, we do have one ceremonial matter, which is really a great presentation. George Homewood. George, will you please come up? George is going to make the presentation from the American Planning Association's designation of the West Freemasons neighborhood as a great place in America neighborhoods. George, thanks for coming down. You've got some folks who live in that neighborhood, it looks like. My goodness. Quite a crew.
Mr. Mayor, members of
Hello,
council, Mr. Jones, as president of the Virginia chapter of the American Planning Association, I'm very privileged tonight to present to the city and to the West Freemason Area Association the certificates recognizing West Freemason as one of the 2013 Great Places in America in the Great Neighborhood category. During October of each year, the American Planning Association celebrates National Community Planning Month, which includes the announcement of that year's Great Places in America recipients. APA selects 30 great places for recognition across the country, 10 great neighborhoods, 10 great streets, 10 great public spaces, each of which stand out because of their strong sense of place, interesting and unique characteristics, leadership of local officials, and support and participation of residents. Great places are exceptional because of many things, including the leadership of elected officials, the contributions of businesses and community organizations, and the hard work of engaged citizens and planners. Great places in America also stand out because of interesting and historic architecture, sidewalks, streets lined with trees that encourage residents to walk and bicycle, nearby parks and places of interest, and local stores and businesses that make shopping and running errands convenient, easy, and enjoyable. West Freemason embodies all of these attributes as a 2013 great neighborhood. With a history dating back several hundred years, West Freemason has evolved into a pedestrian-friendly, economically viable, well-preserved, and culturally rich mixed-use development. West Freemason is one of Virginia's oldest neighborhoods. Heavily troubled by war, West Freemason was barely able to survive its early years. In 1776, during the Revolution, nearly two-thirds of the city was destroyed by the British, and the patriotic residents of Norfolk were forced to raze many of West Freemason's earliest structures for strategic reasons. As fighting subsided, West Freemason's 70 acres of land began to show signs of redevelopment. And the post-revolution buildings constructed in West Freemason exhibited many different examples of architectural styles, including Federal, Greek Revival, Italianate, Second Empire, Romanesque, Beaux Arts, Classical, and Georgian Revival, all a continuing testament to the optimism of the residents of Norfolk for their city shared in the 18th and 19th centuries. Having survived the Civil War, these buildings, along with the neighborhood's cobblestone streets, brick sidewalks, and cast and wrought iron fencing and railings, help sustain a well-preserved 19th century feel that characterizes West Freemason today. Like many of the APA's great places, though, West Freemason experienced a period of economic decline. Throughout the first half of the 20th century, as the port-related industrial uses that had long anchored West Freemason waterfront relocated to facilities able to accommodate the ever-larger ships of the era, the neighborhood was subject to neglect, disrepair, and demolitions in order to make way for parking lots and newer buildings. The final act to threaten the neighborhood occurred in 1956 when a new waterfront freeway was proposed. Its construction would have destroyed almost all of West Freemason's beloved historic qualities and have severed downtown Norfolk's link to the Elizabeth River. Unlike many places around the country, where practices of urban renewal led to the elimination of historic neighborhoods, residents of West Freemason, together with the elected leadership of the city of Norfolk, fought to preserve the neighborhood and save it from the highway. With the help of the Norfolk Redevelopment Housing Authority, the community succeeded, and in 1968, historic West Freemason Conservation Zoning District was adopted, and later in 1976, the Freemason Street Area Association was formed. The West Freemason community's collaboration with the City of Norfolk illustrates a great planning story of how lasting partnerships provide positive outcomes for citizens, commerce, and the community. Not only was this collaboration able to help preserve one of Virginia's most attractive neighborhoods, it also initiated successful revitalization and extensive economic development that reused the abandoned industrial properties in an architecturally sensitive manner. West Freemason was always a mixed-use community. The mix is now somewhat different, but the essential character remains. West Freemason's successful revitalization has allowed the neighborhood to support many unique and well-utilized public attributes, including Friendship Park's Pagoda and Oriental Gardens, as well as the many businesses, festivals, and events in immediately adjacent downtown. In sum, West Freemason represents the convergence of a rich history, beautiful infrastructure, and most importantly, a community's ability to engage and collaborate with their local government. For these reasons, it should be no surprise that West Freemason is one of this year's great neighborhoods in America. Mr. Mayor, on behalf of the American Planning Association, I have 3 recognition certificates to present.
Okay.
The first is to you, in recognition of the strong political leadership in Norfolk extending over more than 5 decades that helped create and sustain the vibrant West Freemason neighborhood that exists today.
Okay, George, well, thanks. I'll accept this on behalf of everybody who put it.
I'm going to say you've been here for 5 decades.
My name on it, okay. I've been here all the time.
The second certificate, Mr. Mayor, is for the West Freemason Area Association in recognition of the incredible levels of energy, enthusiasm, and engagement the community's residents and business owners shower on their mixed-use gem. And finally, the third certificate is for City Manager Jones as a recognition for the strong planning approach taken by the City of Norfolk and the continuing professional partnership with the citizens and businesses of West Freemason.
Great. Well, Admiral Kavanaugh, I was going to ask you to say a few words, but George took all your time. But go ahead anyway, okay.
On
George,
behalf
thank
of
you
all
very
the
much.
citizens.
That
Thanks,
was
George.
well said.
On behalf of all the citizens of Freemason, we've always known we were one of the top 10. Now everybody else knows.
Everyone.
But this award is as much for the planning department, the city, and us because it takes a whole lot of people to build a village. And everybody in the city has been wonderful when it comes to Freemason. Getting to know the old, the new, getting rid of all those parking lots, and now we've got it. So we thank you for all your support, the council, Frank, George, Mr. Manager. We need another trip.
All right.
Thank you much.
All right, thank you. Thank you for coming down. We appreciate it, too. Okay, thanks for your stewardship of this neighborhood. Okay, that concludes the ceremonial matters. We'll move directly to public hearing number 1, please.
Public hearing number 1 scheduled this day pursuant to action of the council on October 8, 2013, under state law, public notice having been inserted in the local press by the city clerk to hear comments on the conveyance of a gym lot to New St. Mark Baptist Church on property located at 1132 St. Julian Avenue.
Okay, there are no members of the public signed up to address the council on this matter, so if there are no questions, you can call the roll, please. Sure.
I have an ordinance authorizing the conveyance to New St. Mark Baptist Church of a certain parcel of property acquired by the city of Norfolk pursuant to section 58.1-3970.1 of the Code of Virginia 1950 as amended, and approving the terms and conditions of the conveyance agreement to dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smeagol?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Nguyen?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye. Public hearing 2, please.
Public hearing 2 scheduled this day pursuant to action of the council on October 8, 2013, under state law. Public notice having been inserted in the local press by the city clerk to hear comments on the sale of city-owned property located at 1050 Berkeley Avenue to Franklin Johnstone Group Management and Develop, LLC, to develop a 150-unit apartment complex and 25 single-family home sites.
All right, Mr. Beeman, Rob, where are you? There is here to answer any questions if anyone has any. And Mr. Callaway is a proponent. Roscoe, there's no one in opposition, so unless you really want to speak, I think we can move on. All right? You do? Come on up, please. I thought you might. Okay.
Roscoe Callaway, city manager and mayor and all. 2240 Campostella Road, business address, in Chesapeake, hoping to relocate back here after project. But concerning the development of this lumber yard, it had been brought to my attention to bring up a few things in the sale of this property. And that is, as leaders of the South Side and the South Side community, Roscoe Callaway being president of the South Side Coalition, and the community has concerns of the quality and the amounts of units that to be placed there. In reference to that, we didn't decide to bring a whole group down here. We decided that we could maybe already had a few representatives down here as our councilman, and which is Mrs. Angela and our Councilman Paul Riddick, that would make sure as leaders that y'all are of the various communities that y'all properly represent the community and the quality of what we getting in our community. And that's what we ask of you, as you said at the table to some of these meetings that we cannot be in, that we get a quality product in our communities throughout, as you, the mayor, fight on property throughout the city. Let's do not create another zone that will be that way. So it is our concern that you look at this in the percentage of how this project affect the neighborhood, the residents, or however you want to tail it, how tax and what a taxes do, a senator do it offer to our community in whatever way that may, whether this be a tax credit on the federal dollars or what this project is being developed, and how it plays out on our community. And then it says, how do we plan to see after the overall management of this project in the long term? Is this going to be a project that's being considered that it's going to be put up and then down the road it's turned over to somebody else and then we got another problem? So percentage-wise, also looking at crime and what percentage it offers the community in the future. Now, I've thought about maybe there need to be a 50-year lease, not a lease, but agreement with the developer to make sure they manage and control. Reason being that I've read around Norfolk in different areas, and I've seen these developers put up nice projects, nice development, nice areas. What amenities is offered there? And then trying to make this in quickly, on that note, also the construction of the project and the neighborhood, how it's going to affect this neighborhood. It is under Campostella neighborhood, of course, the south side, but what is the traffic? The traffic that coming through the road traffic, how do they plan to run traffic through this area when the only road there accessible is Berkeley that kind of come through the neighborhood? So those things need to be looked at as the city look at the councilman of this project. A few other things, and I'm out of your way since I'm the only one here and less time. So those things being considered, we look for our councilmen who are representative of all of us to look at these things fair. Not so much of the dollar amount, but how it affects the community and what the city might have to spend later in crime and development in our area. And lastly, in concern of employment on these projects that come in, one of the things we spoke about in that meeting, the group thing about how contractors come in and hire local employees. Not only that, temporary or permanent people who might be help oversee the project. And closing out, just want to say, let us make what we want to do with our project that we are trying to put together. Let us on the gym projects come through it just as relevantly and as fast as it is. This is moving through that we can be a part of helping develop our
All right,
community.
Mr. Callaway,
Thank you.
Okay, that's the only person who signed up to speak on this matter. And
Let me say a couple of things. I think a few of the main things that they're concerned about on the south side is that Nussbaum has put, and I guess this is still SL Nussbaum, or is it a partnership of?
no, it's not. No,
They were, they split off from.
Right, okay. But anyway, in the same token, they have put up several nice projects in this entire region. And we just want to make sure that we don't get a level 2 project, number one. And that the same amenities that were presented in terms of swimming pools and things of that nature, that when the project is completed, that none of these amenities will be deleted. Also, nothing we didn't really talk about, I support the project, is how long will they fly the flag? Can they sell next year? Or, we haven't talked about anything like that at all. And those are the things that the community are concerned about, that we just won't do a project that we're expecting one thing and we, get another thing. Right.
I want to address that too in terms of the overall quality of the project. This project is a project with the Franklin Group, and in talking, the Franklin Johnson Group rather, and in talking to Taylor about it when they first approached, when Taylor first called me about the project, it was all apartments. And I told him I could not support that because, to me, apartments don't bring stability to a community, and that we needed to find a way to mix housing and apartments to help to stabilize, to continue to stabilize the community. And I've seen some of the things that they put together with SL Nussbaum, and having been in communication with Taylor over this project, he's assured me that we're going to get a top-notch project and that they're not going to cut corners, and they're going to make sure that we get, that we get a really good project for the South Side. Because they have been willing to make some changes on things, mainly the single-family housing, and not just putting up a bunch of apartments there for people to just come and go. And it is my understanding, Paul, that it is a long-term project for them. It's not a project that they're going to build and sell.
Right.
Well, they're paying $2.5 million for the property. I mean, they're going to make a substantial investment.
Yeah.
And they've got to get a return on something like that, so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you can call the roll.
I have one ordinance, an ordinance authorizing the land disposition and development contract, LDDC, to be entered into with Franklin Johnson Group Management and Development, LLC, and authorizing the conveyance of real property to Franklin Johnson Group Management and Development, LLC, as provided in the LDDC. Mr. Dispenser with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Prodigero?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
I'd just like to tell all of my colleagues to put your pens down. This money stays on the south side. So don't. So I vote aye.
Mr. Smeagol?
I don't know about that now. Just kidding. Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
I'm going to abstain. I've done business with some of the principals, but I will say that nothing they've ever done has been anything short of world-class.
All right.
Abstain.
Mr. Frame?
Aye. All right, public hearing 3, please.
Public hearing 3 scheduled this day pursuant to action of the council on October 8, 2013, under the state law, public notice having been inserted in the local press by the city clerk on the application of Norfolk Christian Holding Company for the closing, vacating, and discontinuing a portion of Sequel Street from the eastern line of Midfield Street eastwardly to its terminus.
I know the council's been briefed on this matter as well. Right. Tim Daffrin is here as a proponent, as is Pat McCarty and Rick, is it Michael? There are no opponents to the matter, unless you really want I think that you want to say something. The council's been briefed on this matter. Okay, you can call the roll.
An ordinance closing, vacating, and discontinuing a portion of Sequel Street from the eastern line of Midfield Street eastwardly to its terminus and authorizing the conveyance to the abutting property owner of any interest the city may have in the underlying fee of said portion of Sequel Street. Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick? Mr. Smigiel,
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye. The consent agenda. There are a number of matters on the consent agenda. Would any member of the council like to have any one of these matters considered separately? All right, you can call the roll.
Approve the consent agenda. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smigiel, Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye. R1.
R1 is an ordinance granting a special exception to permit the operation of an eating and drinking establishment on property located at 7525 Tidewater Drive, and by 6-0 vote, Planning Commission recommends approval.
Crystal Stump is here as the consultant, answer questions. Okay, no questions, all right.
Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smigiel,
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye. R2.
R2 is an ordinance granting a special exception to permit the operation of an eating and drinking establishment on property located at 4136 Granby Street, and by 6-0 vote, Planning Commission recommends approval.
Wendell Green, the architect. Mr. Green, are you here? He's here to answer questions. Okay, we're good. Thank you. All right.
Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smigiel,
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Good luck down there. Hope it works for you. Okay. R3.
R3, there are two ordinances, R3 and 3A. An ordinance granting a special exception to permit an operation of an eating and drinking establishment on property located at 820 Shirley Avenue, and for both, Planning Commission recommends approval.
All right, there's no one here to address the council on this matter, so you can call the roll.
R3, dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smigiel,
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
This is the
R3A.
butcher. Yeah, okay.
An ordinance granting a special exception to permit the sale of alcoholic beverages for off-premises consumption on property located at 820 Shirley Avenue. Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smigiel,
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye. R4.
R4 is an ordinance granting a special exception to permit the operation of an eating and drinking establishment on property located at 245 Granby Street, Suite 243, and by a 6-0 vote, Planning Commission recommends approval.
All right, Mr. Improveno is here to answer questions if there are any. Okay, you can call the roll then.
Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Yes.
Just real quick, I know Mr. Improveno, and I know that he will add to the food scene in downtown. I came down here the other night, and frankly, there's nowhere to park. Did Granby Street, went up and down looking for a place to park, and it was very difficult. So I know that Mr. Improveno and his chef, and knowing Mike is an excellent chef himself, will do a nice job with the Italian cuisine. I'm going to encourage him at some point to do some Greek cuisine. Who knows, I may join him in the kitchen. But that being said, good luck to you, Mike.
Is that it? Okay.
That means yes.
Mr. Riddick? Aye. Mr. Smigiel,
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
All right, Michael, we're expecting great things there, okay?
Maybe we can get lunch for council.
Okay, R5, please.
R5 is an ordinance granting a special exception to permit the operation of an automobile and truck repair facility on property located at 3501 Westminster Avenue, and by 6-0 vote, Planning Commission recommends approval.
And Elizabeth Toohey is here. Boo is here, and Kevin, how are you? Good. Any questions?
Yeah, I got a question. Is this just to repair their equipment, or will they be bringing equipment in to,
Ms. Boo, you want to come up? The question is, are you just going to repair your own trucks there from?
From what I understand from planning department, we have it's really a paint shop.
Okay.
And we have the ability to paint our own trucks now in this facility. And what we thought, if we get good at it, we might want to bring larger, people from outside. Right now, it's just our trucks.
That particular corridor, poses a problem for a lot of the homes that are further up Westminster Avenue between the school. And, we already have a lot of trucks coming through there.
Yeah.
And if it was just for yours, I could, see that, but 5 years from now, we're talking about, additional trucks coming through. That's going to really be a headache for that community unless the city can go through and acquire those little small homes and give those, members a little bit relief. Not, that's hinging on this vote or anything. But that's my only concern is if it were yours, that's one thing. If you're bringing in additional traffic, that's a problem. So thank you so much.
Okay.
Was that the Chesterfield Heights Civic? Did the Chesterfield Heights Civic League?
Yes, ma'am. We actually went before them. We actually adopt the school. We give money to the school now. We fund their reading program. We have Santa Claus there for them. We have a very good relationship with them. And we actually give money to the Granby Park, the big comeback to Granby Park area. And we have a very good relationship with them. So, like I said, right now we have the ability to paint our own trucks in that facility. And we just felt like if we are able to grow into something, we would like to have that ability.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay?
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
No.
Mr. Smiegel?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye. R6, please.
R6 is an ordinance granting a special exception to permit the construction of a communication tower on property located at 2519 Hanson Avenue, and by 6-0 vote, Planning Commission recommended approval.
And Glenn Hampton is here to answer questions if you have any. Okay, call the roll.
Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
If I could, just real quick. I know Mr. Hampton's here. Paul, I was looking in the documents, but I didn't see that we're getting paid for this. I take it that we're getting reimbursed.
We're not, this is not on our property.
Okay.
This is like a special exception, like an ABC.
Because I looked, I didn't see anything.
You're right.
Okay.
We're not getting paid for it.
But it's right next to the park. If I saw it's like, it's literally next to the park. Am I right? What the map showed.
I'm not sure how close it is to the park. I didn't check that. I have it.
It's like next to the baseball field, is it not?
This is one I brought up, this is the one I brought up some time ago, but,
But tell us again.
Property, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is
This is like, it's at the park and it's right next to the baseball diamond. Am I correct?
It's at the southeast corner of the park.
Right. And it's next to the baseball diamond,
I
right?
believe it's actually in the wooded area.
All right. Is it city property?
Yes, it is.
Are we getting paid for it?
Yes, we are.
Okay, because I couldn't find that in the.
That was prior invitation for bid 2 or 3 months ago.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I tried to find it, and with that, can you tell me how much we're getting paid?
From memory, I want to say it's $25,000 a year.
Yeah.
The last meeting of council, I believe the egress to that site was authorized.
Okay.
when these towers go up, is there a special tax or anything that also gets attached to these towers that we could collect more? Since I know we're getting money off the lease of them being there, but
We're receiving revenue for the land lease. We also have a revenue sharing for any additional providers that hang on their tower. I believe it's 50-50. I'd have to look back at the actual agreement.
okay, they're just they become unsightly, in the community, and I'm just wondering.
Tommy, I think the Dillon rule takes care of that.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
The Masonic Lodge did a good job with covering theirs up as a flagpole.
Right way down at Welby.
Yeah.
We're not paying for any improvements for them erecting this tower, are we?
No, we're not.
Okay.
Thank you. Like I said, I tried to find it in the documents, but I couldn't find it. I could find where it was. I could see where it was next to the baseball diamond, at least in vicinity of it at the park, but I couldn't find a price, so I appreciate that.
We put language together as it relates to those towers coming over in that area some years ago to ensure that we were able to get compensated, so.
I just couldn't find it in my Dropbox. Maybe as I was flipping through it, I may have gone too fast, but I just wanted to make sure that there was compensation
You're right, I don't
involved.
think it was there.
And I accept that.
What's your
Right.
vote?
It'll be aye.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
Wanted to be correct. Mr. Riddick.
Aye.
Mr. Smiegel.
Tell Breck.
Aye.
Dr. Whibley.
Aye.
Ms. Williams.
Aye.
Mr. Wynn.
Aye.
And Mr. Frame.
Aye, R8, please. And A,
R7, sir. An ordinance granting a special exception to operate an entertainment establishment on property located at 1309 Raleigh Avenue, and by a 6-0 vote, Planning Commission recommends
Okay, you can call
approval of this special exception. Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smiegel?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye, right. R8,
R8 is an ordinance granting a special exception to permit the operation of an entertainment establishment on property located at 1525 Bayville Street. And for this ordinance and 8A, Planning Commission recommends approval. Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smiegel?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
aye, R9.
R8A is a granting a special exception to permit the sale of alcoholic beverages for off-premises consumption on property located at 1525 Bayville Street. Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smiegel?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye, R9.
R9. R9 is an ordinance granting a pedestrian commercial overlay district development certificate to permit the renovation of an industrial building for mixed uses and in addition to the building located at 945 to 949 Woodrow Avenue, and by a 6-0 vote, Planning Commission recommends approval.
Jane Canton is here to answer questions. Have any? Right. Okay.
Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smiegel?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
And Mr. Frame?
Aye, R10.
R10 is an ordinance accepting $8,000 in grant funds from the Alliance for Community Trees and appropriating and authorizing the expenditure of the grant funds to purchase trees that will be planted in riparian areas of the city.
Great.
Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smiegel?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
And Mr. Frame?
Aye, R11.
R11 is an ordinance to amend and reordain Article 12, Chapter 25 of the Norfolk City Code 1979 so as to add one new section, numbered 25-637, providing persons operating wheelchairs the same rights and duties as pedestrians. Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
I just want to say to the administration, thank you for expediting this quickly. Thank you. Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smiegel?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye, R12.
R12 is an ordinance approving the conveyance to the City of Norfolk by Norfolk Redevelopment and Housing Authority of certain parcels of property that are currently part of the 35th Street Merchants Parking Lot located on the south side of 35th Street and the southwest corner of 35th Street and Newport Avenue, and authorizing the city manager to accept the deed on behalf of the city. Dispense with the charter requirement for read the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smiegel?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye, R13.
Yes, Mr. President, this public hearing needs to be held for this item, so
Then the motion is to continue,
maybe to the 26th of November. That's our next
we
meeting.
have it posted, advertised by then?
We can, yes, sir.
Okay,
We don't meet again until the 26th of November.
Yeah. Night meeting.
all right,
Oh, we have to meet once a month.
go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Burford?
Aye.
We're-
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smiegel?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye, R14.
R14 is a resolution to approve and concur with the issuance by the Economic Development Authority of Lancaster County, Virginia, not to exceed $10 million, refunding revenue bond, the proceeds of which will be loaned to the James Barry Robinson Home for Boys Trust to assist the trust in the refinancing of St. Patrick Catholic School located at 1000 Bowling Avenue, Norfolk, Virginia, and upon which the city shall not have any payment obligation.
Thank you. Mr. White is here to answer any questions. Where are you, Mr. White? Okay. Okay. All right, call the roll.
Adopt the resolution. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiro?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smiegel?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
And Mr. Frame?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor.
R15.
I was,
I'm sorry.
Paul, I was thinking that the R13, I'm concerned that there might be an issue there with slowing down the Phase 7 of East Beach. I believe they're trying to break ground on that, and I realize that it needs to be a public hearing, but if we're not meeting until November 26th, that's a fairly long time to wait in the building world
Yeah,
for this to go through.
it's a month. It's basically a month. But we don't meet again at night where they have a formal vote until that time.
We could have a formal vote in our working session.
But I don't know, we could get it
It has to be a
advertised.
public hearing.
It has
yeah.
to be a public hearing.
It has to have a public.
On the 19th, which is the legislative dinner, is that considered a meeting, public meeting?
Still, if it's a public hearing, we're still going to have to come out here, and yeah, it is considered a public meeting, but we would still have to have a formal meeting.
I mean, I'm not aware of it being an issue.
Mean that if you chose to have it on a business agenda, that you would have to afford the opportunity for people to speak at it. And there aren't anybody here tonight, so there may not be significant burden on your business meeting. So you could have a public hearing at your business meeting if you wanted to do that.
Well, that's fine with me. Why don't we schedule it for the 19th, and then if it looks like we do have some issues, we'll just bump it a week
Right.
and have a real meeting.
We can ask if it's not going to be an issue with
Okay.
them starting their construction, then we can just wait till the 26th. I know they want to break ground soon.
Well,
that area.
put it on, let's continue it to the 19th.
Okay.
Okay? And so we'll have to amend our vote here. So the motion then is to reschedule the R13 until the 19th of November, okay? And then we'll deal with it at that point if we've got a problem, okay?
Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiro?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smiegel?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
And Mr. Frame?
All right, R14. Well, we just did that.
Well, I
right?
did that one.
15, R15, okay.
R15 is an ordinance approving the dedication of 3 permanent utility easements over, under, and through certain property owned by the Salvation Army and authorizing the city manager to accept a deed of easement on behalf of the city. Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smiegel?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
All right, R16.
R16 is an ordinance approving the acceptance of a Justice Assistance Grant Program, Bureau of Justice Assistance, U.S. Department of Justice, grant of $46,957 from the Virginia Department of Criminal Justice Services for the comprehensive study of the City of Norfolk's juvenile justice system, appropriating and authorizing expenditure of the grant funds and authorizing expenditure of $5,217 from previously appropriated funds as a local cash match. Dispense with the charter requirement for read the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smiegel?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Dr. Whibley.
When these studies are conducted, can we get a report back on, the effectiveness of what we're doing, or effectiveness of the study?
Yeah, I mean, right. I agree.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Well, a lot of these, aren't they, to keep receiving money, is what I think. So you can continue to receive grant money is what a lot of these are based on. And I can't speak for this one in particular, but I'm familiar with others. So they had to do a study to be able to keep funding with grants programs. I mean, I agree with you. I'm not saying that we shouldn't.
We got to do the study in order to
You
get.
got to do the study to get the money, and oftentimes it's a revolving process.
Okay.
That's what this may be. I don't.
I know they've made changes in that juvenile system in terms of who they keep there, how many kids they keep there. So I just wanted to know, ongoing, when they do these studies, I understand that piece, but, I mean, we, want to make sure that we're getting better in terms of serving our young people, rehabilitating them.
Oh, I agree 100%. I mean, I've been out there and they do a terrific job. It's unfortunate that, that you do have children that are there. And I do agree with you 100%. And I wouldn't mind even perhaps asking the manager, perhaps have a briefing as to what's going on, and they can explain the school process that goes on there. And from what I've seen, it's unfortunate. I do have clients that are there every now and then on serious cases. That they do a terrific job, and I get what you're saying, but we should hear about it because I know we haven't heard about it in the 3 years I've been here.
Okay. All right, we'll be at 17.
R17 is an ordinance approving a lease agreement between Lowry Road LLC and the City of Norfolk and authorizing the execution of the lease agreement on behalf of the city. Dispense with the charter requirement for read the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smeagol?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
R18.
R18 is an ordinance directing the city treasurer to issue a refund to Stacy Smith and Associates, P.C., $7,729.80 plus interest based upon the overpayment of business license tax for 2013. Dispense with the charter requirement for read the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smeagol?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye. R19, please.
R19 is an ordinance directing the city treasurer to issue a refund to the Atlantic Group, Inc., $21,284.63 plus interest based upon the overpayment of business personal property tax for 2013. Dispense with the charter requirement for reading the ordinance and adopt. Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smeagol?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye.
And I have one additional add-on, sir. It's a letter from the real estate assessor requesting confirmation of appointment of Ms. Janet M. Jones to the position of Real Estate Appraiser 1, effective October 15, 2013. Confirm appointment, Mr. Burford?
Aye.
Mr. Protogiru?
Aye.
Mr. Riddick?
Aye.
Mr. Smeagol?
Aye.
Dr. Whibley?
Aye.
Ms. Williams? Mr. Wynn?
Aye.
Mr. Frame?
Aye. Thank you. That concludes the formal portion of tonight's agenda.